Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Raine Plays. Today we're in apartment 930 of the Medina Suites, and this is the last one, and then we move on. Although before I do move to the next apartment, I went back to the spice market and worked on that house. I think I mentioned it in the last video. I had no idea it was a house. I thought it was a bar or a place for them, to visit. So I do that next, and then we move on to the next apartments. I don't know too much about these characters that I created. It's been a couple days. For some reason, I did not write anything down. I don't know why, but I think his name is Mark and her name is Swan. And if I'm not mixing up stories, she's a widow. Her husband owned a Korean barbecue restaurant that was extremely popular. She took over, and the son graduated college. He had hopes of being in sports, but he really wants to help out to keep his father's name up and the restaurant up and all that. So, but he's not, this isn't a sad story, because either way he was going to do one or the other. It's not a life-altering situation for him. So I'm just saying that's why he's back with his mom. So I created this place for them. Now I gave her the smaller room because my thinking was she didn't want to stay in the room that she shared with her late husband. So she just switched and she gave her son their room and she took his old room. Redesigned, obviously. It doesn't look like a kid's room anymore. The only issue I had with this apartment is this right here. These two windows that kind of kitty corner one another. They created two bedrooms here. So when you're in one bedroom, see, you can see directly into the other bedroom. And I just don't like that idea. Because, I just don't want to put curtains on these windows. And I don't even know that it would matter, because most of the curtains don't cover the whole window anyway. This was the second one. First of all, I think this is the creepiest kitchen I've ever seen in my life. And I'm sorry, that is my personal opinion. If you love it, that's great. But they didn't even put lights in here. And it's like, it almost looks like you're at a very intimate bar where they only allow two people in a night. Whatever. That's not creepy, but just that setup. There was something terribly wrong with it. But I ended up putting the kitchen back there anyway. I mentioned in the last video that view, V-I-E-W, view is the most important thing to me. And I do not want to bar, banish, or cover windows. I want the person to walk in the door and they're just bathed in sunlight, Maybe that's something I need to work on. I don't know. But I don't mind that bathrooms don't have windows. I don't mind that kitchens don't have windows. Even a bedroom, depending on where it's located or what it's used for. Like if the guy's a workaholic and he comes over every night at 10, crashes, gets up the next morning and goes, he doesn't need a window in his bedroom. You know what I mean? That's my thinking anyway. I'm sorry, there was a sump pump. I think it's going to start going off though, because it's almost 50 degrees out there, and then it's going to go down to 18. So who knows? Not talking about the weather. What we will talk about, though, I was very worried I wouldn't have anything to tell you guys about, but I've been mulling this over for a while. I've been watching videos, and I've been trying desperately to work with Google, because I think I mentioned this before as well. Google does not like my questions, so it doesn't give me answers. Is the getting mail that is other than bills a new update? Or does that come with the university pack? Because all of a sudden, the Let's Play videos I'm watching, everyone's getting mail after a few days. And I'm like, when did that happen? But when I ask Google to tell me, it won't. No matter what I say, TS4 Daily Mail, nothing. TS4 CC Daily Mail, nothing. Okay, What TS4 pack has Daily Mail? Nothing. I don't know what to ask. And that's why it just won't answer me. I never know how to phrase my sentences when I'm trying to find information on Google. It's in my head. Can you read my mind? If you can read my mind, then you know exactly what I'm looking for, because I can't seem to tell you in typing. And that never bode well for me as a writer. It's like, my goodness, I can't even communicate with Google. How am I supposed to write a novel and have anybody be interested in it, you know? I'm just curious. So it's probably a university thing. And you only get that option if you have the university pack, which I'm never going to have. It's kind of sad, though. I always wondered about that. Why is there a mailbox there if the only thing you're going to get is bills? Why can't they get like junk mail or coupons or something in the mail? Or even like a notice. Hey, you know how them stupid pop-up screens? Well, they're not even pop-up screens. They're phone calls at odd hours when you're trying to get something done. Hey, I hear there's something really crazy going down at this lagoon here. You want to... Oh, no, thank you. No, leave me alone. No. A little busy here. No. All day, all night. Oof, it's frustrating. You should just get something in the mail saying there's going to be a party here. Then you know, and you can decide. Well, that sounds like fun. If I get some time, I'll go. That's just me with my silly wishful thinking. Anyway, I've been mulling over again. All right, let me just say I wanted to get famous. But when I looked into that pack, there's no way. It's humongous. It's a humongous pack, and the reason it's so large is because they give you all of them set designs for movies, movie sets, which I would never use if I had that pack. That would not be the reason I would get famous. And yet it comes with it. So it would be great if there was a way to say, well, install this, but I don't want this, or take this out, or if there's some way you could go in to some folder somewhere and find all that stuff and delete it. Maybe there is, and I just don't know how. Who knows? But there's no way. That would just bog down my game even more if I got that one. So that was sad. So my second choice was Strangerville. Just looking for new places to build. That one, you have to solve the mystery before you can actually enjoy. I don't know. You know what? If I'm just building, well, I don't know how that works. All I know is if you don't solve the mystery, everyone in the town ends up getting infected by that dumb flower. I don't know if everybody's going to die or what, but it looks so stupid when they get infected. It looks ridiculous. But again, I don't want the cats and dogs. I'm thinking that's another huge one too. I don't know why that doesn't appeal to me. I am a little critter person. I guess we don't exist in the world, because in the world you're either a dog or a cat person, or you're nobody, that kind of thinking. I like chipmunks and owls and hamsters and gerbils and guinea pigs. Give me a guinea pig and I will be over the moon, That's what I like. It isn't to say I don't like cats and I don't like dogs, because I do. Cats, I can take them or leave them. They're cute. They're furry. I just like the little critters, so that's just me. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I can't decide. So, and then the third one was that spa day thing that everybody hates. I don't know why. Because the more Let's Plays that I watch, the more I'm beginning to notice that a lot of those people, I think it's even a subconscious thing, they're using spa day items and then complaining about spa day. I don't think they even realize that those items are in spa day. But everybody puts that thing down, and then they use the earbuds, they use the windows, they use the yoga mat, they go to whatever, they use the fish tank is awesome. I think you get a fish tank in Dine Out as well. Fish tanks are cool. See, little critters, love fish. I used to have tanks. Don't want to go into that either, but I always had a huge fish tank. It would get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then there'd be more fish and more fish and more fish. I like those kind of animals. I think in cats and dogs, or is that in the, what do you call that? Not the expansion pack, but the pack that accompanies it. That has little, but then again, what is it? A rat. Wow. Why can't we have a guinea pig? Why can't we have a budgie? You know? Oh well. So that's where I'm at there. I just don't know. This apartment, it's just too big, let me put it that way. There's too much space. I guess I could have added more bedrooms or something, but it was just these two, so that's what I was working with. But you could put a pretty large family in here. That next apartment complex that I'm going to is kind of weird. There's only 2 of them. One is already occupied, and apparently the little girl is a social butterfly with no filter, and she has the habit of walking into your apartment without being invited. That I don't like, so I'm going to have to remember to lock the door. Of course, I'm not playing. I guess it doesn't matter. But again, these EA decisions to put that kind of stuff into games, who is thinking of this ignorance? I'd really like to meet them face to face and just sit down with them and ask, or at least find out how they think, why they think the way they do. Yeah. That's all we need, is to be woohoo in the room and then have the little girl from across the hall just come wandering into the house. Great idea. Nobody would want that. And again, in real life, well, okay, real life, nobody would do that. Yeah, I can't think of a kid 10 years old who doesn't have a filter, so that's the only realistic thing about it. Anyway, it looks like we're coming up on the end here. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm sorry. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.